In this video, I want to try some K-beauty products that spark joy. And what I mean by that is I want to try K-beauty products that I have never tried before, but I've always wanted to try. It doesn't seem like anything really happened. If you're calling this a perfect layering sunscreen, this should not be how it feels. I feel so disappointed. Hi, hello, 안녕, Ray입니다. 반갑습니다. Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. I am Ray, and if you don't know who I am, that's okay because you can find out more about me here on all social media platforms. My skin type is oily, sensitive, reactive, dehydrated, and sometimes, depending on the season, it can also be combination. On this channel, I review Asian skincare products so that you can shop with confidence. Everything I say in this video comes from my personal experiences. I also want to mention that for this video, I did not look at the ingredients list for any of these products. In other words, I didn't want to have my ingredients bias cloud my judgment in terms of how I experience these products. But of course, that's not to say you should do the same. I personally don't recommend doing this because I believe everyone should be making informed decisions when they are either trying products or buying products. But as always, I will keep the ingredients list on the screen for you. For today's video, StyleKorean kindly sent over these products for us to try. And yes, these are the products that spark joy for me right now. I saw them on the website and I'm like, I need to try them. And for the record, I was the one who reached out to StyleKorean. They did not reach out to me. And in case you can't tell, I lost my voice a couple of days ago. I only got it back recently. And this is like my best state currently. I feel like I'm still a little bit far away from my normal talking voice. So I feel like everything's like, you know, lower and deeper right now. I don't really like it. I feel like I can't really hit my higher octaves, which is really annoying. And with that being said, let's go. 우리 가자. When I first saw this product on StyleKorean's website, I was intrigued by the box packaging because it has a weird illustration of someone's nose. But on top of that, I was more intrigued by the product name. This is One Day's You PZ Suck No More Blackhead. Is it a serum? What is it? I don't even know. It doesn't even tell you. Usually you will know if it's a serum, toner, moisturizer, whatever, but it doesn't really tell you exactly what skincare category it is. But anyway, I have not tried any of One Day's Use products, and I kind of just forgot about this brand altogether at one point. I have a pimple patch here because this morning I woke up and one of my little pores where the blackhead is in decided to clog up severely and erupted into this like huge pus-filled pimple. And this morning when I was cleansing my skin and washing it, I accidentally popped it, I guess, and ripped it open, and then it started bleeding, and I was like, no, I can't have that because it's gonna, you know, fester and then become like some kind of infection or whatever. Anyway, I slapped a pimple patch on top of it just to be safe, but that's to show you my blackheads are out of control, and that's why I wanted to try this product. Let's get right into it. Whatever you are, is it a serum, is it a toner? We'll find out. PZ Suck No More Blackhead. Such a funny and interesting name. Who the heck is PZ? Alright, so it's been a few days since I filmed the talking head, and I finally have time today to actually try the products. Apparently, okay, I'm gonna read the how to use because I don't know how to use this product. Wet a cotton pad with this PZ Suk and put it on the T-zone or any area you need to remove blackheads. Wait for 15 to 20 minutes to melt the blackhead. Take off the cotton pad and rinse with lukewarm water when the blackheads are removed enough. I don't know what that means, the last part. This is another one of those products where you have to remove because apparently like it's very stripping and it has like a lot of cleansing properties that should not stay on your skin. Already not really a huge fan anymore because I'm like, I thought this was one of those leave-on products where it just starts melting your sebum away, but it's one of those products where you have to rinse off. Compared to Eelso, right? I tried this one last time, the Eelso product. This one you leave on for about like 10 minutes and this one you leave on for 15 to 20 minutes. So it's even longer than last time. I'm not a huge fan of waiting that long, but we're gonna try it out. I just hope that my lighting is okay. You know what? I feel like it's very underwhelming with this packaging. This one is actually really like, you know, the matte finish and everything. It's very nice. But then when it comes to this packaging, it just feels so underwhelming. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And what I'm supposed to do is take cotton pad and soak it with this solution. I think for this product, I'm just gonna soak one cotton pad and just for my nose, and that's it, nowhere else. Because really, it's only my nose that has a lot of blackheads, and I didn't cleanse this morning. I just hopped out of the shower, did my hair, let my skin dry down. So right now, my skin is very like not okay. My barrier is like, feed me right now. My pores have been doing okay lately, but my blackheads have never really improved. So oh my gosh, I dropped it everywhere. Hold on. Let's do this again. So now my cotton pad is completely soaked. Just gonna put it on my nose now. So just like any other Blackhead melting product, this one is just going to gently melt the sebum and the blackhead, and then all I'm gonna do later is just rinse it off with lukewarm water. This one you apparently don't even need like a cotton swab to really remove anything, so that's nice. It's supposed to just melt it, and once you rinse it with lukewarm water, it should just come right off. Theoretically, who knows, but we're gonna test that out today and see if that's true. Oh my god, it's dripping everywhere already. It's so soaked. Oh, I got it in my mouth. Hold on. Ugh. Oh, it's in my mouth. Yeah. So bitter. 15 minutes. See ya. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, 15 minutes is up, and I'm gonna take this off right now. Hopefully, I don't know, something happens. Doesn't seem like anything really happened, but I'm gonna have to rinse this off, so I'll be right back. Okay, I rinsed everything off. Nothing happened. I don't know, I feel like my blackhead is just still there. Nothing really changed much, so I'm just gonna call it it's a bust. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll keep using it and see how it goes, but honestly, I don't really see a huge difference. The witch hazel actually smells really strong in this product, and as you keep the cotton pad on your skin, on your nose, you really smell all the chemicals, which I'm not a huge fan of. Usually I'm okay with it because the smell usually dissipates, but this one, because it's a leave-on product for 15 minutes, so for the entire 15 minutes I smelled something. It wasn't really pleasant, so I'm gonna keep using it, but I'm not a huge fan of it right now as a start. First impression's not so great. It didn't really feel like it did anything, but it's still cute packaging. I mean, it's got that at least. If you have ever tried this before, let me know what you guys think. Hi, it's Editing Ray. I'm currently editing this video right now, and I kept forgetting to mention in the video itself that I feel like the reason why I was not really impressed by these pore care products, whether it is One Days You or Ilso, I think it's because I'm such an oil cleanser guy. If you know, you know. When you use an oil cleanser, the sebum and everything that's in your nose, your blackheads and everything, it really comes out to the surface because oil communicates with what? Oil. So when it comes to products like these, right, the pore care products, you know, whether it's Marie May, Ilso, One Days You, like all these products don't really do what an oil cleanser can do for me. And I think that's why my reaction was very unimpressed, underwhelmed. I just wanted to put that in this video because I forgot to mention it while I was trying out those products. And so I just wanted to clarify for those of you who are wondering like why I was so harsh on these products. Like I wasn't really harsh on these products. I was more so like just unimpressed because I've been so used to using an oil cleanser, which gives me really good results. For that reason, I was not really impressed by these witch hazel products. All right, moving on to the next product. Let's go. I have always had my eyes on Blithe as a brand because in the past I've tried their pressed serums, which are basically like denser gels that melt into your skin upon contact. So I guess that's why they call it pressed serum, because it's kind of in a solid form as a serum, but then once your body heat touches it, it just melts into like a liquid. But it's not the same as a balm, because a balm is just like super solid. Their pressed serums are solid-ish, but also kind of like jelly-like. The concept, though it's very gimmicky, was very unique to me as a consumer, as a reviewer. But I have to say, Blithe is not an affordable brand. It is far from being affordable. It is possibly one of the most expensive brands I've ever come across. And because of that, I never really went out of my way to go try their products because I'm like, listen, I don't got extra money like that. I don't have extra income. If I ever want to try Blithe, I'll have to reach out to Blithe or reach out to StyleKorean to really get the products. And today I got this Blithe Targeted Blemish Serum with niacinamide 5.0. It also contains TXA, which is tranexamic acid, 3%, as well as 2% of arbutin. And it says here that this serum is designed to control uneven skin tone and pores. Again, my pores is kind of like my biggest concern because once you have oily skin, you naturally have pore issues because your pores will always look larger than the average dry skin person. And because of that, your pores are more susceptible to things being stuck in it, being lodged in it, being clogged up. And of course, excess sebum and excess oil production will lead to future problems in terms of our skin, which is why I think a lot of oily skin types tend to break out a lot more. And so I am looking forward to trying this. Let's go. You guys have been talking about this product in the comments, so I finally got it. We're gonna see if it's worth the hype, and all of you guys were just kind of like saying, oh my gosh, this is so great, you should try this. We'll see. Very watery. Ooh, smells really nice. Hold on. What kind of smell is it? It smells like grapefruit. Yeah, I think it's grapefruit. It smells like grapefruit. It smells really nice. Very citrusy. But it's not like citronella or like citric acid kind of smell. It doesn't smell artificial, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, it is very sticky. It's very sticky, but it kind of gives you like that instant glow, which is kind of nice, but I'm not really a fan of this. It's very sticky. You will definitely notice that something's on your face. So it's not like a very lightweight serum at all. It's very sticky, and yeah, I feel it on my face. And I feel like this is exactly the same feeling I got from the pressed serum back then, and that's why I kind of stopped using them. Because even though, like you saw, the texture is very watery, very silky almost, it's still very like thick in a way where it's like really lashes onto your skin, and I don't like that feeling at all. So I'm not a huge fan of this as a first impression. Of course, because it's a vitamin C serum, or like I guess a niacinamide serum, I can't really tell if it will give me results from the start, but I do have some like spots all over. Like this one is my biggest hyperpigmentation that will not go away, and I doubt the serum will do anything to kind of like remove that. This one I feel like it's not so much worth your money because it's so expensive. I think this is like about $30. I mean, if you like very tacky, very sticky, very glossy kind of serums, go for it. I personally don't like the finish right now. It's like overly tacky. That's my first impressions. I have to wash my hands because everything's so sticky right now. Ugh. Okay, I don't like this feeling. But I feel like one thing that this will help me with is to really even out my pore texture, because I feel like in the past I've used products with this kind of formulation with niacinamide, TXA, and arbutin, and it really does help even out the skin tone. And by doing that, you kind of like make your pores seem a little bit more spaced out and like not as prominent, if that makes any sense. So I really like how this applies, because it applies very milky, very silky, very watery, very light out of the bottle. But once it goes on your skin and you work it into your skin, it feels very, again, tacky. If you feel it on your skin, it's not a very lightweight serum at all. It's pretty dense once it sits on your skin. So I would say, you know, keep that in mind if you are looking into purchasing the Blithe serum. Other than that, I do feel like this will help me with my skin texture, preying on it. But of course, I can't determine that right now in this video. Nicely packaged serum. There's like no fuss to it. This one definitely left me a little bit disappointed. I feel like I was expecting this to be a very light serum, something that kind of just like gives me like a glow without like feeling very sticky or tacky on my skin. This one definitely didn't do that for me, and because of that, I'm not a huge fan of it. But let me know if you've tried this before. I want to know what your thoughts are on this product as well. Next, we're going to move on to a moisturizer. Next, we have a brand that one of my friends actually reminded me of recently, and I totally forgot about this brand until he brought it up. S&P is not a K-beauty brand that I would say is popular among my age group, because S&P for me has always been a brand that has an older target demographic. But I also noticed recently that they launched their Prep line, which is actually geared toward a younger crowd. This is the Prep Peptaronic Cream by S&P. Finally, we're at the moisturizing stage, which I'm really excited for. Personally, haven't used S&P products in the past, except for when I tried my friend's S&P Cool sunscreen on my body, on my arm, and it felt really nice as a finish. So I'm hoping that this will give me something similar. Look at this pink packaging. It's just so cute. Oh, it's a very simple kind of product packaging. This one looks like one of those really old Olay packaging where it's just like a little tub and that's all you get. Barely any design to it. It's just very much like they picked this up at the manufacturer and then they just stuffed their product in there and then they're selling it. I feel like nowadays we're just so used to like really high-end packaging for like a very affordable price that it doesn't really cut it. Oh, it smells like those Johnson & Johnson baby, what's it called? The baby lotion, the body lotion. It smells just like that. Very old school. It's not giving K-beauty. I'm gonna take the cream that's on the lid. I think that might be enough, right? For the whole face. Here we go. Maybe I'll just put it on this side and compare it to like no moisturizer versus moisturizer. Let's do that. It's definitely very creamy for sure, mostly on the cream side of things. I feel like this could be very comedogenic, honestly. But this one does have hyaluronic acid I saw from the packaging, so it is very hydrating, it is very plumping immediately, very cooling as well. But I'm not sure I like the finish. And I feel like this line is really meant for makeup, so you can put makeup on top of it. It's very tacky as a finish. It's already kind of setting into my skin. Honestly, I don't really notice a huge difference in terms of like how my skin looks after applying it, but it is very moisturizing for sure. It feels very moisturizing. Interesting. I feel like it's an okay moisturizer. It's not like, oh my gosh, I need to have this. But if you, I guess, need a very affordable, I think this is affordable. I think it's about like $12. So if you need like a safe jar of moisturizer, I would say go for it. But if you have your eyes on other moisturizers that look better, I don't know, that speaks to you more, I guess go for those. This one is a very baseline moisturizer. I feel like it's what, peptide and hyaluronic acid, and that's it. And I'm not saying that this is a bad moisturizer. I'm just saying that this one doesn't really give me any kind of like wow factor. It doesn't make me want to grab this moisturizer off my shelf every night, you know? There's no really selling point to it, but as a product itself, it is very moisturizing. It is very hydrating. And I feel like it does a really good job in just kind of like locking things in. And again, if you are someone who uses makeup, I think this will be a great base for you because of how tacky this is. I think this will work really well for any kind of like foundation. I don't know what else goes on top of the concealer maybe. Blush I feel like would go on top of this really well if you don't use any base makeup. So now I'm gonna apply the rest on the other parts of my face because I feel like now I know exactly how this feels compared to my skin that doesn't have the moisturizer. It is very cooling though, for sure. This side of my face is very cool now compared to this side. It actually blends pretty well. It spreads very nicely. That's another thing I like about it. I just don't like the fragrance. It smells like the 90s here. The 90s, early 2000s. What is going on? We're going back in time, guys. Yeah, it's a very nice moisturizer. It's just not powerful. If you already have really good moisturizer, there's no need to get this. If you are getting into skincare only recently, starting to get into skincare, yeah, go for this one. I say this one is good for young people too. Like if you're a teenager, you don't have the high budget, right? Go for this one. This is a really nice moisturizer just to kind of like get you out the door or before bed. I do like this. This is a really nice even spread. Very easy to work with. I think the worst part about this is the fragrance. I don't like the fragrance at all. I feel like the fragrance is a huge downside to this product. They should honestly remove the fragrance from the formula, and I feel like this will instantly be a better product already. All right, that was the S&P Prep Peptaronic Cream. Honestly, was pretty surprised by how much I ended up liking it. Only the fragrance was the huge factor in terms of why I didn't like it. In terms of how it spreads, how it applies, it feels very nice. It does set very sticky, which is great actually for makeup people. If you are someone who's young, I feel like you would really like this moisturizer. Again, it's a very like no fuss moisturizer, just peptide, hyaluronic acid, and that's kind of it. I didn't look too deeply into the ingredients list, so I might be wrong in this department. But yeah, very cute little moisturizer that I feel like is very easy to use. It feels like one of those like drugstore moisturizers that you can normally get, but it's like a step above. All right, lastly, I need some sunscreen because again, it is very sunny outside, as you can see from the back. I need a sunscreen and we're gonna try Hyaah. Lastly, we have a sunscreen that I have been really meaning to try for a whole year, ever since I saw it come out, I think earlier this year, but I never got around to trying it because I've been trying so many other products this year. Now that I'm getting closer to the final quarter of the year and brand outreach has been slowing down a little bit more, I finally have time to try it. This is the Hyaah Perfect Layering Sun Lotion. I would say this is a fairly brand new K-beauty brand, and I believe they only have like a few products under their belt. I think it's just this sun cream and something else. But of course, I think by the time this video uploads, there might be a little bit more. And apparently, this sunscreen is supposed to give you a real healthy glow. Not like those like tone-up sunscreens or whatever. It's like it's supposed to give you like a sheer coverage and really enhance the reflective qualities and like the glistening and like the plumpness of your skin to really achieve that almost like, you know, when you have like a flushed cheek and you just look healthy because you're sun-kissed and everything. That's what this sunscreen is supposed to give you. And your base makeup is supposed to sit on top of this sunscreen very well. All right, let's go. Okay, this is probably the one product that I've been trying to put on my face for the longest time, and oh my gosh, just very simple packaging. It kind of reminds me of like the Beauty Chosun Round Lab kind of packaging. Very basic, but it's not from Kolmar, surprisingly. I think this is actually made in-house by Hyaah. Should I do two-finger method or let's do it directly on my face? Ooh, okay, it's a lot thicker than I thought. Zoom in. You see that? I love the texture. All right, I gotta blend this away because my light is already dying. The battery is dying on my camera. The battery's dying on my light. Everything is dying, okay? Just get this over with. Smells like... I don't know how to describe the smell. Whoa. Oh, it's a lot thicker than I thought. They call this the perfect layering sunscreen, but I don't know. A little bit too thick to layer this on. There's definitely a cast from the start. I mean, it blends pretty nicely, but I feel like there's still some kind of like cast. I mean, it does blend very nicely. I do like this. To call it perfect layering sunscreen, I will say that's a big overstatement. You see this? Like, it's very casty from the start. It's not very layerable, honestly. I think one layer is definitely enough. I can't see myself putting another layer of this on top of this because it's too much. Okay, I'm definitely a little bit gassy, aren't I? I am, right? Look, I'm a bit ghastly. False advertisement. I'm a little bit disappointed. It's very sticky, very thick. And look, if I tilt my head this way, you notice the cast all over here. You notice it here too, and I've been blending it. You see this? I've been blending it and it's not blending away. What is going on? Maybe I need to give some time to really set. Hold on. I will report back in 2 hours, okay? For this segment, I'm gonna come back in 2 hours and let you know how it feels, because I feel like this is not supposed to feel this way. If you're calling this a perfect layering sunscreen, this should not be how it feels. So I'll come back in 2 hours and let you guys know, okay? It's been 2 hours and this is what it looks like as a finish. Actually, the finish is not too bad. It doesn't look, I feel like this is not as greasy as I thought it would be. However, it is very, very sticky. And oh my gosh, I don't like this feeling. Doesn't look too bad, but it feels very, very sticky. I don't think I can actually layer this on the way that it's designed to. I mean, they call this a perfect layering sun lotion, but honestly, I feel like it's a little bit too much right now. And maybe it's because I applied too much from the start. Maybe, just maybe, I don't know. So I'm gonna try reapplying just a little bit, just this much, just to see how it goes, okay? Thin layer definitely works better, but I feel like it doesn't really give you the coverage that you really need, which can be a problem in terms of sun protection. I also don't like the scent. This fragrance or whatever they put in it, I hate the smell. It's very floral. The scent is very floral. I don't like it. Yeah, so this has a touch up. This has no touch up. I don't know. Not a fan. I'm not a fan. First impressions, not so great. When I tried House of Her, oh my gosh, that sunscreen was really good. It's definitely not lightweight. It feels really thick. It feels like I can feel it right now. I can't imagine layering this every single day. For the purpose of this video, I'm gonna layer it just a little bit. It's too much. I feel you can easily go overboard with the sunscreen. Oh my gosh, I really don't understand how they can call this a perfect layering lotion or sun lotion when you can't layer it. It doesn't layer that well. You see, like it's just so casty. When I first applied it, it was very casty. Well, of course, because I put a lot more product on, but even so right now, when I apply a little bit less product, still very cakey. Cakey, very thick. Not a huge fan. Oh, look at my forehead. Really need to blend this in. Once it blends in, the finish is pretty nice, but then, like I showed you earlier, after about 2 hours, very, very greasy. It's not lightweight like they called it. It's like, I think on the packaging it says light but strong. It's not light. I mean, it's strong, yeah, but it's not light. It's not feathery application. It's not like weightless. You feel it on your skin. I mean, it's not as bad as like a physical sunscreen where like you feel your skin being tucked in. I think this is a chemical sunscreen, right? Like an organic formula or UV filter. You would think that it's more lightweight, but it is so greasy. Like my hands right now are very greasy. I don't really like it. I don't like this feeling. Not a huge fan, but that's my ultimate, I guess, first impression of the Hyaah Perfect Layering Sun Lotion. It's not perfect for layering. I would choose a sunstick over this any day. That's it. Those are my final thoughts, I guess, on this sunscreen. I feel so disappointed in this episode of Try K-Beauty with me. I feel like I didn't have a single product where I was like wowed. I kind of went into this thinking like, you know, these product packaging spark joy for me because they're very cute. They seem very fun to use and stuff. And then once I tried them, I'm like, I'm good. That's enough for me. Back to the studio we go. See you there. We have come to the end of another Try K-Beauty With Me episode. If you would like me to try other K-Beauty products, please leave a comment below down there. Check out my YouTube shorts for more bite-sized reviews. Thank you StyleKorean for sending over these products for us to try. 감사합니다. 사랑해. StyleKorean 사랑해. As usual, I will leave these product links in the down bar below for you guys to check out in case you guys are interested. Please help this channel grow by subscribing and sharing this video with your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, be safe, stay hydrated, and most importantly, be gentle with yourself. I mean it. 안녕. Come back for more. 주세요. 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 주세요.